Injuries from the game. J.P. Mason had a shoulder, returned, but then then left, and he was just in case of emergency, stayed available. Malik Mustafa had an ankle, never returned. Aaron Banks, cramps, and Matt Wright had a shoulder. Go ahead.
Any x-rays on Mustafa?
No, they believe it was a low. Yeah.
Is there a point there when you don't have Mason, obviously you don't have Christian, all the other guys we could list, and you're going, how are we band-aiding this together, or you just think, I got the guys, we're going to win this thing anyway?
With Debo also, towards the end, on the last possession, what's his name? Drawing a blank. Taylor, he got hurt, so I was afraid that we were down to our last one with Isaac, especially when he got that long one. It was smart of him, giving that touchdown to Juice. But I did get worried right then. Before that, though, we had enough guys, especially with Debo being able to help out and do all that stuff, too, so we were all right.
Was it Mason? He went back in. Did he aggravate something?
Yeah, he thought he was going to be all right. He went back in, and it just hurt him too much, so he went out, I think. I think that was the first play. And then he was out just in case of emergency.
The fact that he could have come in an emergency, does that suggest it's not serious?
I don't know. You never know. Adrenaline on these days. During games is a little bit different. We'll find out more tomorrow when that's down and get the x-rays and stuff.
What was going through your mind when you guys had the 20-point lead, give up the kickoff, and then next thing you know, they have the ball with a chance to take the lead? I'm not going to go to what's happened on our last two losses. It's just staying locked in, not trying to get any negative feelings, and just trying to do it one play at a time. You try to keep our team that way, but it's not like I talked to a bunch of people right then. So just calling plays and stuff, you don't try to think that way. Our goal is to be locked in the entire game, regardless of what the score was, and I thought the guys played like that.
Considering how the moment and how much you needed it, how that throw from Purdy to Kittle, the first touchdown, the throw to catch, how clutch was that?
Which one? There was two of them. The first one was awesome. That was a long third down. We're obviously struggling in the red zone to make a big play like that. I think it was 3rd and goal from, I want to say, the 10. But that was huge. It was a dime right in the corner. It was a hell of a route and catch by George. And then I thought the second one was just as impressive. We called a lookie to BA. They played a coverage where two people were on him, and he went across the board and had a hell of a throw to George.
When we asked Brock about some of the red zone stuff, he said maybe he's just got to be more decisive, something like that. He pulled the trigger. Did you have that conversation with him, and do you think he did that more tonight?
Yeah, I think the hard thing with the red zone is there's not one theme. There's a few plays, and Brock's saying that because there's a few plays he could have been more decisive on and had. But that's not the whole red zone struggles. But when you struggle running the ball, didn't have a lot of great looks, and then you miss a few that we could have scored on. And Brock's can always own up to that stuff, but that wasn't really the theme. He was real decisive today, made 2 big-time throws there on 3rd down, and was a step in the right direction at least.
The challenge that you made, that you didn't win there, what were you told in terms of what angle they saw, whoever let you know, and then what was the explanation that they didn't?
It was awesome by Hamp. Because he said he could tell by how the guy's hand moved that the ball hit him, and then that's all he saw. But he couldn't 100% see the ball. But he said you could tell how the hand moved, and with it being Thursday night football, I thought for sure they'd have a bunch of camera angles. So once he believed that it happened, we threw it thinking we'd get some better angles, and then they just told me that he didn't. And then about 2 minutes later, I heard all the guys in the box freaking out saying they saw another angle, and it was a fumble. So
the official told you that they didn't have the
yeah, they only know what they see. So they didn't see, I think, what everyone else saw on TV.
Who told you that the finger moved?
Hamp. Yeah.
With all the
Brian Hampton.
with all the offensive stuff, Renardo Green's interception there came at a really good time. So just how did he make that play, and just what did you see of it?
That was huge. I just saw it looked like they sailed it a little bit over DK, or maybe under through it, and he cut in front of him. It was a hell of a play by him. Hell of a job by Malik, too, getting in the pick. I thought a rookie stepped up big time today, all of them. But Renardo was huge coming in for Mooney. Mooney was a game-time decision. Tried to get him going. He tried to go, but the workout didn't go well before the game, and Renardo and the whole defense stepped it up.
Your team has faced some of these games before, early in the season when things aren't going right, has won a lot of them. Is that something you communicate to them, or do you feel it in a week like this where this team just has the feeling that it's going to be able to pull a game like this out?
No, you know that we're sick about those 2 losses that we had, and we know, I talk about some losses are harder than others, and when you feel like you had those won, especially division games, that's made us sick about it. And we've gone on a stretch here the last 2 years where we've won a lot of games in a row, and a lot of the fourth quarters and some of those win streaks these last 2 years haven't been that tight. Guys have been able to relax a little bit and stuff, and we've been talking about how these 2 losses are a reminder on how the NFL works. And I think we got a little spoiled in that way of just human nature of sometimes feeling too relaxed, and you can never feel too relaxed. I thought we played real well in the second half, but that doesn't mean it's easy to win. And it's that's how it works. We played well. They played well. They came back and made some plays, which made it tighter. And I was glad that our guys could fight through that, realize that games are really never over where you can just sit and chill in the fourth quarter. You got to go beginning to the end, and we got that experience today.
What did you see how Miranda? Did you feel like he was on the verge of breaking a big one?
You always feel like guys are close. We were running the ball pretty well all day. When they're going to really commit to stopping the run and try to get in those 8-man fronts. We got a good bounce read where we got outside, and usually when there's not 2 safeties there, which I don't think there were, you break them, and he's got the speed to do it. He said he's an eyelash slower than Raheem, and they had a pretty fast guy chasing him, but he said he wanted to give that to Juice, so it ended up working out well. Got to run more time off the clock.
Want to see him slide there at the end?
Hell no, we want him to score, and I don't think he slid, and that's what he's claiming. I think 21's a fast player, and he got him a little bit there at the end, I think. I'll see it. You guys saw it, but it ended up working out better for us.
Given how well Mooney has matched up with DK, was there some pregame concern about how you're going to deal with Metcalf?
No, not really. It's he wouldn't have done that anyways tonight, just being on an injury, and I think Demo's one of the best corners in the league. I love Demo, and we got a young rookie in Renardo stepping up. I think Ike's done a hell of a job, and I think we got a lot of players in our secondary.
How close was it with Charvarius? We saw him.
It was close enough to where it was a game time decision. He went and worked out, and it was close, but couldn't go.
Another special teams blunder, I guess you would say. What can you do about that now? There's like 1 a game now. How do you go in there? Do you get involved? What can happen now?
I thought the special teams made some plays today. They got a fumble for us, a huge recovery, which I forget whether that led to a field goal or touchdown. Last week they scored a touchdown with a block kick, returned for a touchdown. I thought we didn't have a great kickoff, and from what I saw live, we had an unblocked guy who missed a tackle, and then they hit the lane. So we got to get better at tackling. We'd love to get a better kickoff and stuff, and we got to keep challenging ourselves as coaches, our players, everybody. Especially when you got some guys down on defense. It does. You guys can see that, and it's even worse on special teams when that happens. But we got to do better. But I was still happy they made some plays today too.
Are you challenging the kicker to make a tackle?
Hell no, I don't. I don't know how I feel about that anymore. When they break through and they're the only line left, I would never be the coach that says just let them score. But dang, that's 2 weeks in a row, and I just got his name last night, and Matt was unbelievable today. He was 3 for 3 on field goals, and that was huge for him to stop him. It looked like they could have scored if he wasn't there, so I just hope he's all right.
You got his name last night. You learned who he was last night?
The first time I've seen him, yeah. But yeah, you guys, I don't waste thoughts on stuff that I don't need to know.
You wanted him to kick it into the end zone.
Same with all of your injury questions. I really don't learn stuff I don't need to know. So
That was a strategy to have him kick it right at the goal line. You wanted it to be further than that.
yeah, you'd like that, and it was something that he was struggling with a little bit. So when that happens, you try to get more air on it, so it gives our guys time to get down there. But it obviously didn't work.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm.